Hey guys, I am going to finish off my cheeses that have been waiting to be processed, and this is going to be a Humboldt Fog, and this is the little pyramid shaped mold that you generally make Humboldt Fog in. It was lined with cheesecloth, but I needed to get the cheesecloth out of it, and I just wanted to show you the mold before I take it off. When I put this cheese in the mold, Humboldt Fogs have a layer of ash in the center, so I filled it halfway up, and then I put cheese in the rest of it, and then I dusted some more ash on the surface of the cheese, which is now the bottom. This cheese is made with cashew paste, Geotrichum candidum, and Penicillium candidum. And I am now going to dust the outside of it with some more of this charcoal, because this is an ash ripened cheese. And what's fun about this is that the geotrichum and the penicillium will grow a rind, and the rind will grow through the ash, and the cheese will turn white, and the ash will be underneath the rind. And this is an EcoTools synthetic bristle makeup brush. Because a lot of those pastry brushes that you can get that are hairy, they're made out of horsehair. You don't want that. I mean, that's kind of gross, really. People rubbing horsehair all over their food. You don't want to do that because you're vegan. And these brushes are, they're pretty inexpensive. And they're vegan. Okay, so this is ready. It's going to have to be flipped now and again as the rind grows. It can be kept out of the fridge now. I am really lucky that my stepmom gave me a wine cooler for Christmas this year, and I'm going to use that as my cheese cave. Now, I've been making cheese for years without a wine cooler. You don't need a cheese cave, but it's going to be nice. I do have an enclosed front porch, which is where I usually aged my cheeses. But of course, the disadvantage to that is that I can only make cheese in the wintertime, because that's the only time it's cool enough. You don't want to keep it in the fridge is too cold. The house is too warm. An uncovered, an enclosed porch, a garage that's not heated, or a wine cooler will work for aging these kinds of cheeses. Here's my Brie. It's been in the fridge for a while. The main difference between the Humboldt Fog and the Brie here is that I mixed half yogurt and half cashew paste, so it's still very, very soft. Then I mixed in the Penicillium candidum, and it is only just starting to bloom. You can see those little granules there. That's the white fungus that's going to form the rind. I followed Connie's Rossum Kitchen's channel advice. She wraps her cheeses in brown paper. So I wrapped this in brown paper to keep its shape. It is also going to have to age. The rind will have to grow. It's going to have to be flipped, and it's probably going to take maybe a month or two. So we will be checking in on the progress of the Brie as the rind grows and the cheese firms up. This is a Camembert, and it is getting a special treatment. I ordered some spruce cambium online, and it's very dry and rigid, but it softens up in boiling water very quickly. It's going to impart a unique flavor to the cheese. It's going to help it hold its shape. It's going to impart a very interesting flavor. It's going to help the rind develop. The main difference between the Camembert and the Brie is that you add the geotrichum to the Penicillium. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same formula mixed with the cashew paste mixed with the yogurt. It's also going to have to be flipped. It's starting to grow the little fungus granules on the outside, and we will be checking in on its progress along with the Brie and the Humboldt Fog. This is a wedge of my Parmesan that I made. I showed you guys a few days ago. I poured the cheese into an 8-inch springform pan, and I changed the formula from Miyoko's just a little bit, so it's taking quite a bit longer to air dry. I air dried it for quite a while following Miyoko's advice to keep the surface sprinkled with salt, and flipped over until it became firm enough to handle. And now I have switched over to Connie's Rossum Kitchen's technique of dusting. She dusts her cheese in tapioca starch. Now, I am not going to wrap this in paper like she does. I'm just going to let it air dry and see if the tapioca starch helps to dry out some of the moisture and keep it from cracking, and maybe keep it from darkening so much. So this is also going to take a while. It's still pretty soft in the middle. It'll take a while to age. So we will be visiting this too, along with our mold ripening cheeses. So this is it. This is the last last bunch of cheese recipes I'll be doing, and I will, of course, I've already linked to the Parmesan, but I will also put the Brie, the Camembert, and the Humboldt Fog recipes on my blog and link to those. And thank you for watching. I hope you try some of these cheeses. These are the slow food cheeses. They're going to take a while. The others are kind of relatively instant, even the ones that you have to let ferment for a few days. It's nothing compared to the wait that you have to be patient for when you're making these kinds of cheeses. So I will see you later, guys.